that you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and
I can't see you, Brian. Have we started, love? Have we started?
Yes, go ahead.
Hey! Hang on, I'm doing a thing. It's important.
Oh, God. Hello, viewers. Siobhan is doing a thing. It's a thing. It's important.
It's a thing. It's a thing, and I'm doing it. Right then. Let's do this properly. Hello there, everyone, boys and girls, mums and dads, aunts and uncles. Welcome to the Flash and Bloke podcast. I'm Siobhan, a wop bobaloo bop, a wop bam boom. Let's meet the plucky girl assistants this evening. We have the Brian, who is in control.
Yes.
And we have Dr. Sinister.
Who is not?
Are you not?
No, he lost
Nothing.
control of his nuclear facilities in the Ukraine.
Oh, kept forgetting that, yes. You're going to have to send him a bill. At the very least.
It's fine though, because basically I've claimed to be under attack, and the EU and the US are sending me tons and tons of free weapons.
Excellent.
The volcano is nowhere near Europe. I'm
It's off
just
the coast
saying.
of Africa.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Just saying that.
It's okay.
dear,
I've
they've
told
been
them.
stupid.
I've told them we have oil.
Ah,
Genius! It's just a can of Castrol GTX, but it doesn't matter. We have oil.
I thought it was a spray can of WD-40.
Charlotte, you've got your. What are you doing? Your cat's being daft. I'm just saying. Anyway, right. How's your week been, Brian?
Been kind of,
Just a week.
Just a week.
Yeah. Sinister, how has your week been?
I've actually been really bored.
Fuck you! I did my best. Yeah, I know. I do know what you say. I went up to Sinister's this week, and we played the Star Wars tabletop game. Which,
X-Wing.
That's what it's called. Yes.
Yes.
Really, really enjoyed it. Now we only played the basic thing. The whole idea was to get me used to the very basic mechanics of it, and I did. It was that simple. So next time, I don't know if we'll be back at Sins or if we're going to go to the Crawley comic shop. We're going to start adding in a couple more layers of rules or something like that. I'm totally in Andrew's hands here. He knows what's coming up. I don't. So, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I also went to go and see Thomasia and young Stephen Brennan, who was up in Winchester staying with Thomasia. And we had a lot of chance. We had some fun. I managed to get a silver Dalek off him. The Mechanus style silver Dalek, because I've never had one.
But no mechanoid.
I'm working on that because he has several, and I want to get rid. I've already given him a 7th Doctor Police box and a Dalek Supreme. Actually, I think I've given him 2 Dalek Supremes. Now I think about it, and I've decided I don't want any new series police boxes anymore.
All I
don't
have
like
to
it.
say is Dalek Supreme is a really bad name for a burger.
It's not so much the name; it's
What's in
It's
it?
what it's made of, a bit of cream, some onion, some Carled mutants. Brian,
Yes.
because we did some of Glorious Project 3, Operation Ethel, this week, Brian will now show you some photographs. I've no idea what he's showing, so...
This is the first photograph that you've placed.
So hang on a moment, I can look at this. I can look at
I
this!
can see it on my telly.
Oh, wow!
Aww.
Okay, that is...
A black and white TARDIS.
No, it's not.
Not TARDIS.
No, it's a
Not
police box.
TARDIS.
It's a
It's a
real
police
police
box.
box. Okay.
Well, and you might want to read the sign behind it.
It is forbidden to dump used granddaughters in the river.
Flame Farm again. The next one is an Unearthly Child's box, which is Andrew's box.
Yes.
That I took. I like stuff like this in black and white. Don't ask me why. I suppose I'm trying to get the moody atmosphere of the
it gives it a
1960s.
bit of class.
Yeah. The third one is the police box again, but it's just got a light behind it, so I wouldn't worry too much. And then Andrew went nuts, and we've got a lot of Spiridon stuff here. I've only put the 2 photos up, but
Oh my
they
god,
really
there are Daleks invading the grass. Think of the
Yes.
lawn.
Oh man. So yeah,
I like the way that picture came out. Actually, that there's no photo trickery in that one. It just looks
it works.
like it's fading in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's them having a chat about where they're going to have a picnic.
Oh.
Oh, plain as stones every time. I mean, when it gets dark, you get all the little lights come up in the background.
Nice.
It's
Lovely.
And there's a lovely soundtrack as well. That was part of the lovely
Soundtrack. Yeah.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
I won't do it again. Sorry.
We thank you.
Yeah. News. I'm sure there was some news. Oh, for God's sake. Right, well, Adam's planning what time we need to leave to get up to for Big Finish Day, Sinister. Because we're hoping to go there. I'll be driving there. Adam will be driving back because he's allowed to drive my car. And I think we're going to be picking you up somewhere about 5:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Sorry.
There was a bit of news.
Oh, please.
Linda Barron died.
Oh yeah.
She died with rings on her fingers and bells on her toes.
Flashbacks.
I don't know, but-
Flashbacks.
Well, Eddie
She,
must be happy.
She died with a bit of focus.
Remarkable actress, that. Absolutely remarkable. Yes, that's sad. That's Gladys Emmanuel. Which, apart from anything else, is a great name. Let's be honest. Right then. This is probably going to be a fairly short show tonight. As you can see, we don't have Retta and Spanky. Personal life has got in the way, which is how it should always be. Real life comes first. So, we just wish them the best, quite frankly. Adam Purcell, who's normally with us, he's no longer with us, simply because he was here just for Star Cops. That might change as of next week, because we're going to be starting Firefly. Lure him back in.
Every time he thinks he's out, we just pull him back in.
Yeah, damn straight. He's free of the COVID as well. And my dad is free of COVID now. He's recovered. I mean, he's 90 years old and frail as hell, so I give thanks to science.
The power of the vaccine.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Fuck you, vaccine deniers.
Mm-hmm.
Quite simply. It saved my father's life, as far as I'm concerned. And my sister has been magnificent. She won't see this or hear this, but she has. She's been absolutely superb.
If you've had COVID after 3 jabs, like I believe Adam has, does that mean effectively you've now had it? You've been exposed to it 4 times.
Yeah, I believe so. Effectively, yeah. And like I say, I mean, his symptoms were mild.
His
And you know what?
body
He is
must
getting
be
on a bit now.
invincible.
It's Adam. He's not human.
Well,
That's all
you
I'm
know.
saying. Apparently, the first 2 shots did give him side effects.
He does look so. There is so much facsimile to a real human boy. I mean,
He reminds me, Adam, if you're watching this, cover your ears. I've said this to you before. He reminds me of Odo. It's the hair.
okay.
The hair swept back. It's Odo. He's a changeling. Or he's a vampire. I'm not sure. The trouble is with the vampire theory, Adam has a remarkable ability to appear in photographs. like
Well,
that.
you know why that is,
And
right?
if he's a vampire, he shouldn't be able to be
No,
photographed.
no.
But
That's
if you coat
because
yourself with enough, makeup, that's what's appearing.
there is that, or the fact that old
I know what to get
photographs,
him for his birthday present. Thank you, Sinister.
old cameras used to require mirrors that were made of that had silver backing. That's in the silver in the paper. That's why vampires
So
wouldn't appear.
you're saying
in photos.
digital? so you're
Digital
saying
took care of all that. Trust me, I know. I have it on good authority.
You were going to say you know a vampire, weren't you?
Me? No, I don't know any vampires.
I'd say
anymore.
I don't know a vampire, but look at how pale I am.
I don't know any vampires anymore. I stopped that in the 90s. I mean,
I couldn't find my Day of the Triffids DVD. I ended up having to watch it up using your link, and one of them was very badly out of sync. But
I wouldn't know I was painting.
fair enough. Just breathing those fumes.
No, licking that brush, man.
You should see it on
Licking that-
Blu-ray. The Blu-ray restoration is absolutely amazing.
Well, I believe that what we watched it on was from the Blu-ray, and it
Yes.
did look superb. Though I have a complaint.
Oh,
They got the font wrong on the titles. But we'll come to that later, and I'm just joking about that. Right. Right. So it's probably going to be a shorter show tonight. First of all, I have a sneaky suspicion we're not going to say much about Out of the Unknown, except I'm going to get a lot of abuse hurled
it's
at me.
over. Thank God.
And also, I have not.
Finished it.
I've not been able to listen to the 8th of March, the Big Finish release for Women's Day. I just haven't been feeling up to it this week. I'm afraid my body has just decided, fuck you. And so I'm in a lot of pain and I can't concentrate. So, sorry guys. If I remember, I'll do it a quick review next week. Because I've no idea what's coming out this week either. They're trying to kill me. Actually, we're going to Big Finish Day. I'm going to have words.
Tell them to stop trying to kill you.
I am. I'm going to say that to them. Well, it depends where I am at the time.
Tell them I
'Cause
said
I'm-
more environmental effects.
Right, and please adjust your writing and...
I've never said that. I have never said... No, I've said it's predictable. I've said it's cliche, but I have never said they need to adjust their writing.
Sort of think it's implied in the criticisms.
I'm just saying I've never said that.
All right. As it is, it's a case of finding out where... Because I've offered to help at Big Finish Day, which is a bit of a laugh nowadays because I'm walking around pushing a trolley with me. But hopefully I'll get a chance to see one or two panels. I'd like to see one with Nick Briggs so I can just turn around and say, would you please stop trying to kill me? And obviously I want to see Stephen Noonan, which reminds me... I'm now...
Camera.
You're what? Where who?
I'm just going to bring a camera.
Yeah, just don't load yourself down. He sometimes loads himself down with stuff, you see. Yes, I'm prepared to talk about this now. You may either remember or...
Hang on. We should all be doing...
Flashing Blade 106, in which I had a bit of a rant about fandom's reaction to Stephen Noonan as the First Doctor. He has got in touch. Indeed, there's a beautiful piece of feedback on the YouTube video. And it looks like, providing he's at Big Finish Day, he's up for sitting down and having a chat, which I can't wait. Too many years desperate to come out. I'm going to come out with all of it in just one long strangulated sentence. And he's going to have to try and work his way through bit by bit. But I'm looking forward to that. If he's there, of course. Yes, I'm looking forward to Big Finish Day. It's going to be a very early start. We're going to start R4 here. Which is Normally my bedtime. So that's going to be fun. And I'm the one driving up. Just as well we got Adam driving back down again. Right, anything else? French Saga?
Ooh, Fence Gate.
Fence Gate 2. Electric Boogaloo. Right. Guinness know about the tree. They're trying to work out what to do about it. So your guess is, of course, as
No.
well, yes, it needs that. I hate to say it because I love that tree to bits. It's huge. I mean, huge. We're talking Trump, huge. Fir tree. It's very mature, very old, and it's beautiful. It makes the corner of the paths and everything spot on. It's a landmark, but it's got to go. And it's the case waiting for them. But I'm supposed to be getting a platform. Occupational therapy is supposed to be putting a platform in my garden. It's been heading towards 2 years now, and it's not occupational therapy's fault. It's the various departments that have to get in touch with. So, but it's going to be nice. I am hoping, and I am going to send them an email, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to use my garden this summer. That would be nice. Just sit out there, and it's the same again to the local cafe, quite frankly, which will please the dog no end. Yeah, so, I had a good week, apart from feeling like shit. I had a good week. Sorry, boys.
Don't be sorry.
And I enjoyed myself immensely up at Sinisters, I've got to admit. So, right. Also, he did chips, air-fried chips. Good
I hear
stuff.
those are good.
They are superb. Were they frozen or fresh?
Frozen.
I wouldn't have been able to tell. I wouldn't have been able to tell the difference
You should
between
try
them.
some air fried chicken.
I had an air fryer. I got given an air fryer, and I never used it, and I got very ill, and I had no money, so I sold it for 30 quid.
I hear air frying is kind of like a cult.
It's very healthy.
Once you get an air fryer, everybody will know about it instantly because you'll tell them. And
You mean you go up to somebody, like an old friend, and say, do you want some air-fried chips?
yeah.
Yeah. It's,
Here, try some air fried chips.
he did it. Yeah, that's just what he did.
You're gonna want to try this at home. Have an air fryer.
No, I heard they're very good, but it was the wrong time for me. I was ill, I had no money, so got rid of it. The ironic thing is the bloke paid for it. And it was during the lockdowns, and I didn't see him for about 8 months. So it stayed. Obviously, I hadn't taken it out of its packaging or anything. So it stayed in the hallway until he came and collected it. I had to get in touch and say, you're going to come and get this. So
Did he forget about it?
No, he came, and we sat and chatted. Somebody I know.
Okay.
Which is always a bonus if you can help somebody else out, you know. We're not going to touch on the news tonight. Not the international news. Let's forget about that for the moment, shall we? We've got more than enough trouble ahead of us.
Let's do some pretendy fun times.
Let's do some what? To you, who?
Some
What?
pretendy fun times.
Pretendy fun times?
Yes.
Oh, cool. That's wonderful. Who is in chat?
No one.
Dr. Sinister's in chat. You're in chat. I'm in chat. And, Lurks-a-lot isn't there. Or Lurks, whatever his name is. There's Mogul Mail and Kazips06.
Yes.
So, hi, chat. Get ready, Brian, because... And now, from the worlds of BBC Television's Doctor Who, it's Doctor Who.
Did I make that?
Yeah, I did the music, but you did the video.
It's very good.
You also obviously did the opening and closing videos. The music, I think, is spectacular.
I just hit the buttons.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, a Doctor Who has appeared in a base under the water, along with a Clara, and the base has recovered a spaceship from space, and unfortunately, it's already killed a couple of people, but they've come back as ghosts.
No, not
Yes.
ghosts.
Yes. Yeah. Amazing. And what this is a case of working out what is going on and surviving things. It's a two-parter, and it finishes with one hell of a cliffhanger.
The temple. The
Forgive me, I'm just watching Sinister.
no, he's saying the words.
Ah, right, thank you. I never did work out what that was.
It's okay. I don't have the words inside me. I'm fine.
Oh, good. So it's Under the Lake. It's the third episode of series 9 of the new Doctor Who. Capaldi's second series, where he's really coming into his own now. There's a great scene where Clara has to get prompt cards out. It's a case of,
yeah.
I'm sorry, that wasn't. I'm sorry, I thought it was. It wasn't. It was your home, not Aberdeen, and things like that.
I'm sorry about the loss of your family member / significant other / loved one
/ pet.
/ pet.
But it's great. I love it. This is great fun, and believe me, next week it's going to get a lot scarier. It's scary as it is, and those ghosts, or are they? They're fucking scary. I mean, I don't get scared watching Doctor Who nowadays, but if I did, that would scare me. Do you see how me pretending to be big and brave?
Does this have the one where he had with the fear in the thing under the bedspread?
No, that's Listen from the previous year.
Okay. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell was under the bedspread. I'm
so
going with plot
else.
hole.
So, well, the whole point about Listen was you weren't too sure. Everything does have a rational explanation.
What was under the bedspread?
Kid. Another kid playing games.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. But yeah, I like Listen as well, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah.
So this
Doctor Who and the Listen.
Doctor and the Listen, yes,
Yes. That's what the book is named.
it is. Yes. Seriously, if I ever got the chance to write a Target book, which I never will, I would insist on having "and the" in the title.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And a changing face of Doctor Who. You know. But this is I really enjoyed
Illustrations
this.
inside.
Yes. Mock Alan Willow illustrations.
Doctor
So-
Who and the illustrations inside. There you go. That's the ultimate book title.
Yeah.
Just basically cut out a load of different Target. Well, because they're all online, you can just digitally cut them out.
No, the best
Plonk them
thing
all
is
together.
you could do the 2-dimensional alien race.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's for
And they're on the
that's
inside.
In the
Doctor
book.
Who, and that's Doctor Who and the Shrinking TARDIS.
Yes.
Or I called my version of that when I did the cover for that. I called it the boneless ones.
Basically, back in the old days of Target books when they first started out, they did have a tendency to change the TV programs' titles to try and make them just that bit more exciting. So Doctor Who and the Silurians, which I'll come back to, was called Doctor Who and the Cave Monsters. Now, its sequel, The Sea Devils, they were going to call Doctor Who and the Sea Monsters, but luckily they didn't. But there's an awful lot of them.
Terror of the Zygons became Doctor Who and the Loch Ness Monster.
Yes, it did. The dinosaur invasion became invasion of the No, sorry. The invasion of the dinosaurs became the dinosaur invasion, probably to save space.
The moon base became the Cybermen.
Cybermen. Yep. Oh, but this is all part of memories, isn't it? Now, the thing is, I didn't give Sinister his Christmas present when I went up there. And I was cursing myself left, right, and centre because I'd forgotten it. Then I got home and remembered it was in the boot of the car all along. Hello. I'm getting on a bit. Yes, so which one of you'd like to go first on Doctor Who and the Under the Lake? Go on, Sin. Go on. Or was it you pointing at
I
your
think
brother?
he's pointing at me.
Right. Oh, right. I thought you can do a listen monster.
I like this.
It
I
is.
really
It
like
is, isn't it?
this.
Yeah.
I like Doctor Who versus Ghosts.
It doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't happen very often, and there are never ghosts.
No, they're not. Unless
They
we
are
look
ghosts.
at the haunting of Villa Diodati, in
Yeah,
which
no,
there's
that-
a couple of characters there that Graham sees, and it's not explained. They could well be ghosts.
Yeah.
And I hope so. I
I
do.
I really do.
It's never
because-
Ghost. It's always Mr. Mackenzie, the landlord.
Uh-huh.
What you must understand is that he would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that meddling Time Lord. So
And that
it's the second
pesky,
time I've
and
had to
that
say something
pesky
like that today.
assistant.
Yeah.
Plucky girl assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
I like it because it's... You can tell in the script that even the Doctor is like, what the hell is going on? Because normally he's all calm, cool, and collective, but you could actually see real fear on him during this whole thing. Also, the fact that they had to go into a Faraday cage to escape
nice
the
touch.
ghosts. That was cool. I like that.
That's a nice touch.
That was nice.
I also love the fact that even though they could pick up like an axe, for example, and drag it along, it wouldn't go through a solid
Taken for a
wall.
walk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. That's a nice touch.
And
Quite
and the
frankly.
words that the TARDIS wouldn't translate, that was a very good touch.
Yes. Yeah. If you like Slipknot, you'll enjoy next week's one.
Oh yeah.
Again, the problem we've got here is it's the first of a two-parter. I don't want to ask the boys to watch both parts because they had enough on their plate this week.
Already did.
I did. I watched both parts.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about it then.
All right, let's bring it on. So, before the flood, so the Doctor jumps back 20 years from the underwater lake with the ghosts.
Which Doctor is it?
This is a particular Doctor Who. We're not sure which number it is. By our counting, it's 13.
Eyebrow
14.
Doctor.
Yes, the angry
It's-
eyebrow Doctor.
By our counting, it's the 15th. Sorry, I keep forgetting Ruth.
Yeah, well, she's pre-Hartnell. So
I'm
is she a-
pre-Hartnell, you're pre-Hartnell, Sinister's pre-Hartnell.
So is she like a letter and not a number?
I think
You.
I don't
Dr.
know the
R.
answer.
Dr. R. We'll go with Dr. R.
Oh no!
Oh.
No, I'll tell you what it is. It's like BC. So she's like Doctor minus whatever.
Yes. Yes.
Genius. Genius. Hartnell is the crux points, the
Yes.
Yeah.
pivot. Yeah. No,
I
that's
like
good.
this. I'm down with this. I'm all
I'm with
for
this
it.
as well. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't know about you boys, but I think it's canon.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once again, the flashing blade has spoken, boys and girls. We
You
have
may
made
now
Doctor
all
Who law.
rejoice. We've solved
Yes.
the problem.
Thanks be to Ty. That's all I'm saying. Thanks be to Ty.
My cat.
So, yeah, this was the second part was the creepy part, and that was awesome.
Very much. I just love the fact that the deaf lady, and rightly, they employed a deaf actress to play the role.
Absolutely.
I just love the idea that even though it's not mentioned that, well, she's lost one particular one particular sense, therefore our others are sharpened up, which is a bit of a cliche, and I don't know how true it is. She was still able to feel the vibrations of the axe being dragged along the floor. Mm-hmm. She couldn't hear anything, but she could feel it.
But she had the necessary skill that they needed. Lip reading.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And it's such a scary moment.
It is.
You know, the Death Lady is... I can't remember her name because I haven't gone and watched it yet. And those ghosts, my God, they look dead.
They did. It was great. And then the doctor shows up as a ghost when he goes into the past. That was terrific. I love that. And
Or does he? Let's move
along.
Let's move to the biggest fourth wall break in the entire series.
Oh, yeah.
Where Doctor Who lectures us on the bootstrap paradox.
Well, I've got a theory here.
Hey!
At the end of the second episode,
yes.
Before the Flood,
yes,
he explains to Clara, what had actually been happening is that he was saying those names because he'd seen himself saying those names,
yes.
and then he says exactly who wrote Beethoven or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. I think the opening bit where he's talking to us, I think we are Clara.
There's a badge you can wear.
Just a minute, I'm checking. Definitely not Clara.
I think he's talking to Clara at that point, and we are just.
Don't worry, girls. You're just fine for me. Sorry.
He's talking to Clara, and we are just her point of view because she knows exactly what he's talking about.
I think he's talking to people from Gallifrey like he did at the end of the Dalek. It's episode 7 of the Daleks Master Plan.
I think he's just working it out to the TARDIS because he and the TARDIS have conversations.
Very much so. And to be fair, the theme tune was fucking wicked.
It was amazing. I love it when Capaldi gets to play.
Yeah, Capaldi was playing that. That was Capaldi playing on the theme tune. We haven't spoken to Dr. Sinister yet, so let's talk to him and see what he says. Dr. Sinister, are you there?
Yeah, so I was only going to watch the first episode, and I just got sucked in, and I just watched.
No willpower, boy. No willpower.
Because as Brian's already said, the cliffhanger is such an epic fucking cliffhanger. The Doctor goes back in time to try and sort out what the hell's going on, and next thing you know, he's coming out of the darkness and he's dead. Oh, so we think.
He's got the deed.
It's just kind of like there are very few cliffhangers these days where you think, how the hell are we going to get out of that one?
Fuck.
But this one was like, how the fucking hell are we going to get out of that one? He's dead.
And yet it
there's
was very
that, and also
explained.
the whole, how the hell did he get into that?
I thought it was in fact, Siobhan and I were having a discussion this week, were we not? I set Siobhan a challenge, and I said,
yes, you did.
How many stories of classic or of we actually just did classic Doctor Who? We ignored Moffat, but how many Doctor Who stories? Doctor Who is ostensibly a story about a man who travels in time. How many actual Doctor Who stories have time travel as a critical component of the story or the denouement?
Please do not give any answers to that, because we're going to open it up to our YouTube audience.
Yeah.
Guys, it's got to be a critical component. There are a couple where we ummed and erred, sort of gave it half marks.
Yeah. So, I mean, the fact
Sinister's initial point was correct. There aren't that many.
No, the fact that the Doctor turns up in revolutionary France is neither here nor there. The actual time travel aspect has bugger all to do with the story. Exactly. However, there are other stories where the ability to travel through time, or the fact that time travel is a thing, is a very important part of the resolution of the story. Now, there's not very many of those, but this is one of them in New Who.
We found two in the Hartnell era.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we found nothing in the Troughton era.
No, because as much as I love Troughton, his stories do tend to follow a template.
Especially Series 5. Um,
Yeah,
Pertwee, again, I don't think we found any.
we did.
Did we? Which one? I mean, Time Monster doesn't really count.
No, a very critical one, in fact,
Three Doctors?
involving some pepper pots.
Day of the Daleks. I do apologise. You're quite right. I'm getting old.
Wait, does Inferno qualify?
No, because that's a different dimension. It's a
Okay,
side
so
step.
that's sidestep, not back
Yeah,
and forth.
the fact is, Inferno, it was the other dimension was slightly out of phase with R1, and the time travel aspect wasn't really time travel.
Okay.
Hey, talking of which, you'll never guess what some Americans have proposed to help sort out the oil problem.
Oh, they're going to drill to the center of the Earth.
Yes, they are.
Awesome. Can I volunteer to be a green werewolf person?
Yeah.
Do you? Oh, you do very. You'd be better than John Levine.
Oh well, I'll try. You know, I'll,
You do a good
grr,
job.
grr, you know, I'll get there.
Could you chuck an ARG in there as well?
Arr,
Good
grr,
ARG.
arr.
Yeah, that's very good.
Fire, bad.
Yes, so no, that's a true piece of news. They're considering drilling to the centre of the Earth again to get more oil. The sooner
Anyway.
they realise that we don't need oil, the better.
Just
Yeah.
build a
Well,
decent
anyway, near the
infrastructure
amounts.
for electric vehicles. That's all I'm asking.
As a certain politician in America, I believe it was, said, the sun sets and the wind dies.
Yeah, I believe one
Hello.
of them would say that.
Let me show you this. I
Here,
call
let
it
me fix this.
a battery.
I'm ready.
He was the science teacher. This is what gets me. He was a science teacher. He stood up at a town hall meeting and said, we can't use solar energy because it takes the sun away from us. There's only a certain amount of sunshine and it'll run out. He's a science teacher!
Yep.
I'd be a case, I'm sorry, I don't want you teaching my child anymore.
They
It's not
should
happening. I'll teach them
immediately
science
lose
at
their
home.
job.
Your country's fucking mad.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
Oh,
Because
and Brian, I want to make it clear, I'm not picking on Americans. If it had been an English person who'd said it, I
no,
would have called
it's
that
fine. We
racist.
have some truly stupid politicians in
I
power
do, so
right
do we.
now.
So do we.
Well, so do we.
So,
And then
you're not on your own there. As usual, Britain and America side by side. Admittedly, America's a little bit late to
My
the game,
favorite
but that's normal
is-
as well.
My favorite is, and God with his mighty hand could just wipe this all away in 1 minute. What? Why?
I think you'd best, of course, rename that to Putin
Yeah,
and his mighty hand.
I'm done. He said it during a hearing, though, an actual science.
Who was it?
Here, I want to say Gomer, Louis Gomer.
I don't
Louis
know
Gomer.
Gomer. I don't know
Gomer
Gomer.
Pyle?
The only way I know your politicians is from watching Late Night with Seth Meyers and The Late Show with Colbert,
Yeah,
and I think both of them are brilliant.
yeah. We have some truly stupid politicians.
So have we,
And
love.
we have some truly stupid people that elect the stupid politicians.
So have we. Like I say, it is not. Wheel turn, civilizations rise. Wheel turn, civilizations fall.
Mm-hmm.
History does repeat itself. We never ever learn because we're humans. And it's that's Charlotte, by the way, Sinister. In case you're wondering,
Hello,
she's become
Charlotte.
very cuddly. She's become very cuddly. I know Liz still thinks she's feral, but she isn't. Trust me. Oh, in that case, if you're free, I'll come up on Thursday
I will
because
be.
I'll have got the money to charge the car then. Because I'm down to about 30 miles left on my range after going to both you and Thomas. I'd calculated just for you. I hadn't calculated for Thomas, and he got in touch. Sorry, Thomas Sear. She got in touch. I'm getting a dose of my own medicine, and I got to admit, I don't like it. I'm misgendering Thomas Sear, and I'm seeing how difficult it is for other people sometimes. It's people who've known me for a long time should be able to wrap their head around it. But yeah, I'm so
But
sorry.
it's still
I-
new.
It is. It is very new, and we've hardly met and spoken since she transitioned, and so I've got to wrap my head around it. I'm constantly correcting myself and apologising, rather unlike some people.
You're
I know.
doing what I do with new girlfriends.
What, wrapping your head around it and apologising?
Well, yeah, that and honey, baby, sweetheart. First 2 weeks. It's hard.
You are treading a fine line there, my boy.
I'm just saying.
Ooh, dear me. By the way, can anybody work out what the lyrics had to do with tonight's show?
Grease?
No.
No, those were the lyrics. You.
No, they weren't.
I know.
It's from Rooty Tooty Ah Fruity.
Is it?
Yes, Sinister.
Is it the fact that John Hurt played the War Doctor and he was in 1984?
Finally?
One day.
There's some warning with coming out with these.
We'll be right.
They shock me. To be fair, it's time you reclaimed that line. Brian had nicked it for several weeks.
I know. That's why I was trying to get in quick.
Oh dear!
It's never not going to be John Hurt in 1984.
No, it's never not going to be.
No.
And one day it'll be right, and you'll die of shock. Though, if I'm honest with you, I have no idea of a song lyric. Oh, I'm sure I could wangle it. Trouble is, I've already done the Eurythmics 1984. I used a quote from there. So, I don't like to repeat quotes. Hello, Chestnut. Right, so anyway, please, whoever was talking, please carry
Anyway, so yeah, I liked the set design.
on.
It was very good. It was quite. I mean, say what you like about modern Doctor Who, it being disposable, which is what I think, but the sets were very nice.
They were.
I did think the shuttle was a little bit TNG though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see your point there.
Yeah. Or the hearse, as it turned out to be. The second time, of course, we meet an alien from whatever that planet was, the surrendering planet.
Very famous actor. He used to be Dennis Pennis back in the 90s,
okay.
standing
Yeah,
on
yeah.
red carpets and insulting people. And
Yeah.
he's Paul Kay, I think his name is. And he's turned into a remarkable character actor. He
Yeah.
was in Mr. Strange, Jonathan Strange, and Mr. Norrell. He was in Game of Thrones. And he's wonderful, absolutely wonderful actor. And I just think, what an odd role for him to play.
What did you think of the giant human cockroach?
The guy from Slipknot.
I was about to come on to that. I mean, obviously, this thing's dead, so presumably that was its skeleton.
Well, it's not dead, is it? It's still alive.
I think it has an exoskeleton.
But it dies when the flood happens. The Slipknot thing. Its its scream was performed by the lead singer to Slipknot. They brought him in deliberately to do that. I didn't know if you knew that. I'm sorry.
No, I know the lead singer of Slipknot.
Really? Can you get
Not
me a signed
personally.
version of Sound of Silence, please?
That's Disturbed. That's not Slipknot.
Modern music. What can I say?
It's okay.
I'm so old and crap.
There.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Can I have my jelly now, please?
The color saturation in part 2 was interesting, where they toned it down in the 1980 era, and that it kind of, I guess, meant to reflect the Soviet era's, kind of feel.
It was supposed to be a Soviet town, wasn't it? Sort of thing. It was a
yeah.
train because I think it was a legitimate training base, which is used now, that they filmed in.
Oh,
and
okay.
I don't think it's Soviet so much as possibly Bosnia,
Right.
Eastern European town where they used to train for stuff like that. Yeah, let's move away from that. I absolutely love it, and again, we've got the first law of time: can't bump into each other. Two doctors there at the same time, which is always fun.
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
And it was well done too.
Echoes of Father's Day there.
I was thinking that as
Yeah.
well. Yes. All in all, this, as far as I'm concerned, this story's brilliant. I love it. Can't see a fault with it. I'm
really
happy
like
to
how
sit back
they
and accept
upped
it.
the tech in the TARDIS for piloting and stuff. Because it had, hologram doctor, automatic retrieval, stuff
Yeah.
like that. That was nice. That was a good touch. I love the modernization of the controls.
It's a bit like on top of that. I mean, I don't know because again, I haven't seen this episode until you
I
recently.
have just
Anyway,
two things to say.
Bibble and
First of all, it was a little bit of a contrivance that we had a deaf person there who was able to interpret what the silent ghosts were mouthing.
But it might be a contrivance, but it's a case of I want them to be very, very, very sinister and having them just mouth silent words, but I need them to be read. Now, we could just turn around and say, well, the doctor speaks sign language or can lip read. Let's bring someone else in. And it gave a chance for a deaf actress to really shine, which, to be fair, she did.
Yeah.
I don't have a big issue with it. And the second thing is, the bootstrap paradox. Thing. The bootstrap paradox thing.
Bootstrap paradox.
I'm wondering, have you heard the phrase "let's hang a lampshade on it"?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
You want to explain it for the boys and girls?
Right. So basically, if you are a writer and you become aware of a big plot point in your story, rather than hide it, you'll highlight it by having it referenced in dialogue, hoping that people will just accept it and move on. I'm wondering whether this is an instance of hanging a lampshade on the bootstrap paradox because the author came up with this and then thought, actually, that's a good thought. Who actually came up with this? And then thought, I know, I'll make it part of the plot.
Done before. Happy endings in the New Adventures. One of the Isley brothers listens to Summer Breeze before they've written it because he's come forward in time, and he ends up writing the song, and nobody writes it. Time writes it, and it's by the way, Annie Mosey, hello, and Lurks is here. One day they'll actually talk.
I think they're
There's a-
bots.
There's a very good example of this kind of paradox in one of the Douglas Adams books, where there's a very famous church, which everybody
It's not Salisbury with its very tall cathedral spire
No,
that everybody goes
no.
and talks about.
I think it's a church that everyone admires, and everybody says, yes, this is a marvelous example of a church. It's beautiful, and there's lots of photographs and postcards of it. And then what happens is someone gets planning permission to build something on the site of the church. In other words, demolish it and rebuild something. And they start overrunning, so they end up pushing the construction date back in time. And it ends up with the construction date goes so far back in time that the church never existed, but people have still got photos of it.
Oh, that's brilliant. I wonder
Nice.
which story that is. I don't remember that from Hitchhikers.
I think it's one of the Hitchhiker's books. I'm pretty
There's
sure
so
it is.
many of them. There's a lot of
Yeah.
them, to be fair. It's and I don't like the
I've
last one.
probably
Anyway.
mangled the story slightly, but it's along those lines.
It's a great idea and very Douglas Adams,
Yes.
quite frankly. It was his birthday this week, or would have been.
He was 70, and 10 years
Yeah.
ago, I attended his virtual 60th birthday party at
Right.
the Hammersmith Apollo, whatever it's called these days.
I still call it the Hammersmith Odeon.
Yeah. So I took photos of the whole show, and Dirk Maggs, the director of the show,
I remember, yes.
he basically said, "Thank you for taking photos," because it's basically the only visual record they've got of the show.
I also remember what happened to the show. They said, right, tomorrow we're coming to Crawley because Siobhan's got a ticket to see us.
Different show.
All right, well, this was Hitchhikers Live.
This was the one.
No, I'm sorry, I still have to rant about this.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, but I don't care. I don't care. I've started now, and I'm going to damn well finish this.
Okay.
They decided, that because they were coming to Crawley, and that I had a chance to watch this show, Hitchhikers Live, on stage with the original Radiocast plus guests. They cancelled the entire show the day they were supposed to be in Crawley.
I had a ticket for my one. Luckily, though, and to make you even sicker.
Sickened.
Luckily, I'd seen it in the previous year's run, so I'm all right, Jack.
I've got recordings of quite a few of them with different books, guest books.
Yeah. If you've got the Basingstoke one, I was there.
Dino Vision. I don't know where I've stuck them. They're on a hard drive. I'm not going to go looking.
So the modern equivalent to it would be the Welcome to Night Vale live show.
Retta! She's in chat.
Yay! We have a viewer.
I don't know. I said Retta, and Alexa decided to kick off.
Have you named your Alexa Retta?
No.
Are you sure?
Retta, if you've got the time and you want to pop in, feel free. Don't worry about not knowing anything, because at the moment we don't either. We're filling in time because I've been crap. Oh, it's a robot. Oh, I like a robot. It's a very Christmassy robot. I like that.
It's a robot of doom.
Well, that's just it. It's too Christmassy to be a robot of doom.
Christmas is doom.
It's a very depressing thing to say.
Have you been watching Doctor Who?
Yeah, Bob Ross. Is that Bob Ross?
That is Bob Ross.
Damn straight. We like Bob Ross. He's a hero.
He's drawn a happy little robot.
Yes, he has. Or anything you like it to be. It doesn't matter. Yeah. I've got... I don't know if you can see it. Okay. All right. I'm pointing here, which is ridiculous because you can't see. That picture there. There's a guy on Facebook and Twitter who used to be called Jim Will Paint It and recently changed it to Jim. Simply Jim, and he used Retta's here.
Hi,
brilliant.
Welcome to the wonderful world of moving my in-laws in.
Do you have a camera, or are you just not going to bother? It doesn't matter. Oh, okay.
She's back.
She is.
Hello,
Hi.
Sweetheart.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm waiting for my mother-in-law and her friend to come back from grocery shopping so we can load up their stuff. And then we're going out to dinner.
Two things. One, have you a rocking chair?
Yes.
Two, I'm feeling seasick. Oh, good. Yeah, as like I was sort of saying, that picture there is Venkman from Ghostbusters opening up a ghost trap, releasing the ghost of Bob Ross, who's completing the picture of Vigo.
Yes.
That's
awesome.
I like that. This guy, Jimmy, basically uses Microsoft Paint, and he's very good. And he just says, give me some silly examples. So I think one of his best-known ones is Brian Blessed punching out a polar bear, which actually happened.
I've got a book of his work.
Yeah, it's great fun. You know, it's very silly, but it's very good. I'm assuming you didn't get a chance to do anything this week, sweetheart.
Absolutely not.
No, that's all right. Just sit here and enjoy yourself, basically. All right.
Don't sweat it. We're
I may
getting
have to
scared.
pop off soon because when Gemma, my mother-in-law's friend, calls, I have to go downstairs and get groceries. But I wanted to pop in and say hello, future historians.
I've forgotten all about the future historians.
She's remembered the
It's because
future
they haven't
historians.
happened yet. It's hard to keep a grip on your
Wait,
memory. when
would
it
that
hasn't
be a
happened.
bootstrap paradox then?
No.
We're talking about the future historians to the future historians. Who
That's
put
not a
the
bootstrap.
idea of future historians into our vernacular?
Sinister.
So it's a sinister strap paradox.
Yes.
Just checking.
Yeah.
A Sinstrap paradox.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's easier to say.
A Synodox.
So, did we enjoy Under the Lake and Beneath the Flood?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, these are good.
Got that very wrong.
Before
we-
the Flood and Under the Lake and Before the
Before
Flood.
the Flood. Now, saying that, I don't know what's next. Is it another two-parter, or are they going
I think this
solo
season is all
parts?
two-parters.
No, it's not all two-parters. That's the really annoying part about it.
Well, you know what? There's one way to find out.
Bear with me 2 seconds. Well, I'm just looking now. A new window. There we go. And player. And what do you mean sign in, you stupid damn machine? I haven't signed out yet. Peaky Blinders. Oh, excellent. There's another episode of Peaky Blinders. Looking forward to that. I don't really want Before the Flood. Thank you very much. I would like, please. Okay, it's a sort of two-parter next.
The Girl Who Died
And The Woman Who Lived.
with Maisie Williams.
Yeah. Well, boys, you sort of surprised me this week. Do you want to do both of those, or do you want to do just one?
Good with either.
Is this what I think it is?
What?
Well, no. The 2 episodes there, I think I know what you're talking about.
This is
Yeah.
the origin of me. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the
okay.
Viking one and the
Yeah.
Highwayman
This
one.
is a good one.
Yeah, I love that episode. Yes, we need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in that case, we'll do both episodes of that then. I should also point out that we're about to look at Day of the Triffids. Whilst Retta's still here, I'll say that as of next Sunday, we're starting Firefly with the episode Serenity. Are we watching both parts, or are we just watching one part? I presume we're going to watch both parts.
Well, it's a 2-part starter, and we have to
Yeah.
give the starter a
Yeah.
thing.
All right, so
You know,
Retta, if
that's a
you
good
don't
question.
feel up to coming next Sunday to talk
Where
about
is
Firefly, that's...
where is Firefly streaming in America now?
Oh, I've got it on DVD. It's, I've also got Serenity, the film.
Well, yeah.
And
but-
me.
I love that show.
Yeah, I tried looking for it, Paco, and I couldn't find
Yeah.
it streaming.
Oh,
I mean-
you'll find it somewhere.
Rent.
It's,
Like, wanna rent?
it's not on.
Can I just say, as a general note about Firefly, I do like Firefly, but I think some of the absolute obsessiveness of the brown shirts gets a bit nuts.
Yes.
Oh, they just aim to misbehave.
And hasn't the creator, isn't he somewhat under a cloud these days?
Yeah, I'd rather not talk about that. Not because I want to cover anything up or anything else like that, but this is the Flashing Blade.
It's on Hulu, Retta.
I mean,
But I don't subscribe to Hulu. God damn it. Don't worry, I'll figure it out. If nothing else, my husband has ways to acquire things, and
I
I'll
was going to say, if you can't, Brian will. He's our gopher for these sorts of things. Let's
Yar.
move on now to Big Finish. 8th of March, the Big Finish's second release in aid of, well, not in aid of, but to mark International Women's Day. I'm very annoyed that International Men's Day, apart from being 364 days of the year, is also actually technically November the 19th, which is my birthday. There's an irony there somewhere. What was this? Oh, yes. Yes, Big Finish.
Hang on a minute.
I'm sorry.
hang on a minute.
Yes.
If there's an iron E, does that mean there was an iron A, B, C, and D?
Well, yeah. Quite frankly, Tom Baker's probably got them on the shelf somewhere, dating back to the 50s and the 30s. You know, makes sense as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to listen to it. I'm afraid I haven't been feeling too well, and on top of that, I also had to go to Dr. Sinister's. The two might be connected because it meant a lot of effort on my part, and he did insist on walking to a park, which was 4 minutes away.
Oh, the horror.
A whole 4 minutes. It was the woman who stopped and said, "Are you okay?"
Well, I
He's
was on the
crouched
floor.
up by a police box.
I was on the floor taking photos. She probably thought I'd fallen.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh, that was funny. Yes, I'm afraid I haven't seen it. I will try and do a quick review of it next Sunday. But again, it depends what comes out this week from Big Finish. Quite frankly, I've actually realised that I've got quite a bit to watch this week. Watch and listen to. 2 episodes of New Who. Yoo-hoo. 2 episodes of Firefly. Something Big
I
Finish.
gotta go, everybody. Goodbye, internet world.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, sweetheart. We're here if you need us. Yeah.
Thank you. Talk to y'all later. Have fun.
Take care, sweetheart.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I like her. I forgot what I was saying. Fuck it. Anyway, Bill Mason wakes up in hospital.
No.
He does. He wakes up in hospital, and it's very quiet and very odd. It must be the middle of the night. Then he hears the clocks chime 8. No, 12. No, 8. He thought it was midnight. It chimes 8. So there should be people around. I don't understand. Now, Bill, unfortunately, he's got a problem with his eyes. Today was the day they were going to come and take the dressings off. Fortunately. And it's Day of the Triffids. We finally got there. And we looked at the BBC adaptation of the drama from, I think, 1981.
Yes.
1980, 1981, which was big at the time over here. I think, and I'm including the BBC remake a few decades later, I think, and Sinus has pointed this out, that it's probably the closest to the book of any other media.
Yeah,
Forget the film with Howard Keel, forget, like I say, the new one from the BBC. This follows the book fairly strictly.
Yep.
I don't know if either of you, well, I'm guessing you have, Sinister, because you're nodding and smiling. Have you read Day of the Triffids?
No.
I recommend it. I don't think you'll be bored. Yeah, it's getting on a bit now, but it's a good book. It really is. And the BBC, and as a result, because the BBC did this properly, it's a good 6-part story. So again, let's go to Sinister first on this one then. Sin?
Yeah, so this series got me into John Wyndham books. I've not read all of his stories.
It unleashed the Kraken, did it?
Indeed, yeah. I've read a lot of them. John Wyndham is he's had a little bit of backlash over the years because he's known as the cozy catastrophe guy, where
That's brilliant.
That's beautiful. I love that.
It is.
A good example is the Kraken Wakes, actually, where there's like another sort of planetary disaster, alien invasion / thing, and yet people's everyday lives don't seem to be largely affected by it.
And fellow, out last week's Out of the Unknown, but it was based on a short story by Wyndham.
Yeah,
And Earth's been destroyed.
So basically, cozy catastrophe is the word I use to describe some of Wyndham's stories. But yeah, I love this. This version of Day of the Triffids is very true to the book. I mean, the Howard Keel film has the Triffids arriving on the asteroids that turn everybody blind, and they're allergic to seawater, and it's all just a very Monster of the Week kind of film, you know.
I've never been able to sit all the way through that film.
I've watched
Not
it.
even to see Carol Ann Ford.
I watched it once, like many, probably about 40 years ago. Actually, it's terrible. Anyway,
It's a bit like War of the Worlds. No one has yet done a decent adaptation, and that
Are
sticks
you
to the
saying
book
that
of War of the
Tom
Worlds.
Cruise's version, where he saves the human race, is false?
the annoying thing
It was shite.
The annoying thing about War of the Worlds is a year or two ago, the BBC were advertising a version of War of the Worlds which was set in the original sort of 1900s, 1890s Britain.
Yes, they were.
Yes.
And it was meant to be, accurate to the book. No, it
And then
wasn't.
the 90s one.
Not hope in hell.
Then it
wasted
turned into
opportunity.
modern day, and what the hell?
I mean, Big Finish.
It didn't turn into modern day.
Big Finish did a. Big Finish have done a War of the Worlds. They can't call it War of the Worlds though, because you're not allowed to make an audio version of War of the Worlds because
Jeff
Jeff
Wayne
Wayne will sue you.
Yeah,
I think
but,
they call it Coming of the Martians, something like that.
to be fair, Jeff Wayne, we've spoken about this before. Jeff Wayne's musical version of War of the Worlds is almost the canon one.
Almost. It's very close.
I just listen to the to Orson Welles broadcast every Halloween. I think it's amazing.
Again, that didn't stick to the book.
No, it didn't.
I'm just saying.
I just have it blaring on my speakers and scare the hell out of my neighbors every Halloween.
Anyway, going back to
sorry, sister.
So yeah, Day of the Triffids. It's very faithful to the book. In fact, it's an interesting story because it's almost like I would equate it to The Walking Dead, modern Walking Dead, in that.
See with that, yes.
The story's not about the Triffids. It's not about the zombies.
No.
It's about humans and how they respond to events that happen. Now, I think basically let's imagine something like Day of the Triffids happened, where there were no Triffids and everybody went blind. Yes, that would be an absolute catastrophe. But I think, there's no natural predators in England that will go around killing people.
Basically, what you're talking about is survivors.
Yeah, exactly that. So it's like I don't. So Brian, I know in the States, in certain parts of the States, you have things like mountain lions and bears and shit like that, and you genuinely, you have to go around. You legitimately have to go around armed because you could get attacked by something in the wilderness.
And you've got Hollywood stars, which is always a problem.
We don't in the UK.
We don't have any large predators like
We're
that.
thinking of putting wolves back.
You actually might have a predator like that. There are you guys have heard of phantom cats?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. There's supposedly a phantom population of large predatory cats, like panthers or jaguars, living in England.
Oh, we've got something in the southwest like that. The giant.
But every time I see a picture of one of those, it's clearly just a cat.
It's a
just
cat.
a case of let's look at the perspective and
but the point I'm making is that in the UK we don't have natural predators like that.
Right.
So
you've wiped them all out.
Yeah, we exterminated them all. It would completely fuck up society, but we would survive. So in Day of the Triffids, though, what you have is a predator who is capable of taking advantage of the fact that people can't see. And what I like about Day of the Triffids is it's called Day of the Triffids, but they're hardly in it.
Yes.
It's the constant
threat of them.
Background threat of them. And in fact, when you have the right weapons, they're actually fairly easy to take care of. I mean,
with guns, axes,
guns.
There's various methods you see of taking them out. You just
running
have to
them over with a car.
You just have to be aware that they are there.
Yeah.
And once you are aware that they are around, but yeah, it's about people, and it's about how different people will attempt to restore society. Some people will try and take advantage. Some people will go for the greater good. Some people will try and look after the blind, as you saw with Croker.
I thought it was Coker.
Whatever his name is.
Coker. Yeah.
Coker.
Yeah.
Lytton. We'll call him Lytton for the sake.
We'll call him Lytton or Howard.
Or Gustav Lytton.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't say that because I think so. Ron Pember died.
Can we name him Gustav Holtz?
No, love. We'd have to go around 9 planets worth of reviews, and I'm including Pluto on that.
Okay.
I'm just
thank you for including Pluto. It feels so left out.
No, exactly. Fuck the scientists. What do they know? Pluto's a planet.
I will also say, apart from the physical props of the Triffids,
which were good.
Amazing,
Which I mean, even these days, nowadays, in fact, I think for the BBC one they CGI'd it, didn't they? The later BBC one.
Well, yeah, I was gonna. So when I went to the Longleat Doctor Who convention in 1983, outside one of the tents they had a Triffid, and I was 12 at the time.
Oh dear.
And I was
Uh-oh.
really, really wary about going up to this thing. I knew it was a prop, but I just had to go and touch it. And of course, it was made of latex, whatever. But it looked absolutely bloody amazing.
And they stand up today. Like I say,
Yeah.
on a Blu-ray transfer, they stand up today.
They
and
look
it's
really good.
useful that they do keep the Triffids in the background because they're not very mobile, let's be honest.
Not really.
But that sort of makes sense when you think about it being a plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
They're
it's
slow
just...
moving.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
They like
They
to
mention it-
sit over a dead body and just absorb the nutrients.
Yeah.
They don't
and they mention
actively
it, they
hunt.
mention at one point that the sting can extend up to 10 feet away. So they're quite dangerous,
yes.
Yeah.
if you're not looking for them. I think the only real special effect is when Mason uses the Triffid gun at one point, which seems to fire like a triangular disc of
Yes,
metal.
it does.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
And that's like a 2-second clip.
Yep.
And everything
Everything
else
else is practical.
everything else is in camera. Absolutely. And
And it's done on film.
yeah,
All right, you've
Yeah.
got studio stuff as well, but The Nightmare Man desperately needed to be on film.
Well,
And-
there's on the Blu-ray. There's the only special feature on there is about the restoration work, and they talk about how some of it was done on 16mm, some on 35, and the studio stuff they've upscaled it to it all looks consistent.
I wonder why they changed the film stock.
Don't know. But what I was going to say was the only episode where it flags slightly is episode 5, where they're just driving around to various places trying to find Joe. It flags a little bit, but generally speaking, it moves on. Episode
It
1,
is.
episode 1 has a couple of sort of flashbacks as Mason's doing his dictation, talking about how the Triffids came to be and establishing the fact
I did
that
notice that at one point when
there for a long time. They're not new. They've been there for a while.
I did notice that when he was talking into his tape recorder, the tape
It
wasn't
wasn't-
going round.
all the time, yeah.
That is something you would not notice on an original transmission.
No. And I just like the irony of the fact that in episode 1, they've got the Triffids in a farm, and in episode 6, the Triffids have basically got the humans in a farm.
Yes. No, you're quite right. You are quite right.
But yeah, I love this. I love this serial. It's fantastic. I think
agree.
it's exceptionally well done, and I
agree.
can't really fault it.
And I'm very grateful that they stuck to the actual book,
Yeah.
quite frankly. Brian, I don't know if this is the first time you've seen this version, is it?
This is not. I actually watched it a couple of years ago.
What do you think, then, my love?
I like this. I do draw parallels between this and a movie from 2008 called Blindness with Julianne Moore. Basically, kind of the same premise: sudden onset of blindness that infects the entire population, society collapse, and they examine how things happen in between.
Incidentally, sorry, I forgot to mention. The film 28 Days Later,
Yes.
which opens with a guy in hospital walking around London. That was lifted directly from Day of the Triffids.
Yep. Yeah.
There is... I'm sorry, Brian. Please continue.
No,
I'm sorry.
I like it. I agree with you. The practical effects are fantastic. They really
Especially
do
for their
hold up,
time.
especially for their time.
Yeah.
And as a TV series, it was a TV miniseries, so that alone, it's kind of special for a TV series. I love the fact that they do go into how they're going to rebuild with all these different groups having different ideas.
Yeah, yeah. Again, we're talking survivors here, but
Yeah.
Neri Nation, he does have a tendency to do things. Sorry, I'm just looking for something online. Carry
He
on, please.
revisits the same ideas.
Well, he doesn't revisit them. He visits them and says they're mine.
Yeah. And how they get
Plants a
everything
flag in
done.
them, basically. A Neri Nation flag. You got a flag? No. All right, this is mine then.
Yeah, no, this was a good... I love this. The entire idea behind Day of the Triffids, I really like. the execution varies from movie to miniseries to movie. Basically, it's all just how does it get there? How do they do this? I did like the miniseries having the entire blindness be speculative. Maybe it wasn't the comet. Maybe it was a weapon up in outer space that misfired.
Yes.
Maybe it was a biological disease.
Mankind has brought all this on himself.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily the Triffids, but the Triffids are yet another symptom of the disease of mankind.
They are the beneficiaries of the disaster.
Yes.
Yeah, quite frankly. There is a sequel called Night of the Triffids, in which everything goes pitch black for some reason. People can still see, but, well, obviously those that survived and could see, but there's no light. It's just blackness. And I think Mason's son flies to America, finds loonies in America, and a giant 60-foot tall Triffid. Moving on.
Okay.
What do we think then, all in all? I mean, I got the general gist.
I'm going thumbs up on this.
That's good news. Good, I'm pleased you enjoyed this, because we've now got to move on to Out of the Unknown.
Oh, fuck.
So we watched The Counterfeit Man. My media center gave up halfway through and refused to play it after that.
I gave up halfway through and refused to play it after that.
So I have no idea how it ended. Basically, there's a spaceship coming back from Ganymede, and it looks like one of their crew has been duplicated, and things go wrong, and the paranoia shifts up. I thought the spaceship set, though rather plain looking, was very large. I'm wondering where they filmed it. I'm thinking Riverside, possibly. I could be wrong. And that's all I've got to say about it, because what I saw of it was shit. Who wants to say it was shit first?
Let me go first on this.
Yes, please do.
Well, I stopped right when they got to the musical solo character interlude and the electronic beeping. That was enough for me. I was done. I'm like, these people are fucked. Let them die. I don't care anymore. Yeah, this was bad.
It was. Again, it's an adaptation of a science fiction.
We have 10 minutes to
story.
fill. What are we going to fill it with?
I can tell you that in 2 weeks' time, we got a good one. Time in advance. Which I think will interest you, Andrew. What do you make of it, Sen? I mean, we saw your screams on Discord.
So, I spent several hours watching this episode.
Time is relative, folks.
And after a while, after about 3 hours, I checked the time and it said I was only in 20 minutes and I couldn't understand what was going on. I felt very much like
time travel in your own home.
I felt very much like the crew who'd been on Ganymede all that time. Anyway, so basically, if I understand,
were you replaced?
What happens at the end? Because I don't know. Does he get found out? Is it?
So we have a bunch of Thals on a ship.
We do, yes.
We do.
Either that, or as I said, the Nazis won the Second World War, and we've
one
all
or the
become
other.
Aryan supremacists or whatever. Anyway, they've gone to Ganymede on a very strange spaceship. It's a donut, toroidal-shaped spaceship with a spinning element to it. But the spinning element is the middle bit, not the bit that you think would provide gravity. So that's very strange. These guys are bored as hell. They've all got unique numbers on them. For some reason, the captain doesn't have number 1. He's number 197 or something, and he's got numbers above and below him. So Christ knows how that works. I do not know. I do think, though, that their outfits that sort of wrap around with the pens, they look to be like Imperial officers from Star Wars.
If you say, I can
get
with that.
I can see
anyway,
that.
one of the crew members gives a slightly dodgy blood test, and 2 guys in a room just form a hive mind and go off on a fucking completely bizarre tangent, which says, well, you must be an alien.
Yeah,
and one guy
right.
says, and he'd have to be evil, wouldn't he? and they both go, "Yep, he's an evil alien. We're going to kill the bastard." But
first we're going to drive him insane.
First, we're going to drive him insane by accusing him of stealing some money. So we've kind of got elements of The Thing combined with an episode of Juliet Bravo.
Can we
We'll have to
watch
do
The
that one
Thing
day.
instead of this
We'll
one?
have to do that someday as well.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the John Carpenter version.
Oh, hell
Oh,
yes.
Anything else, and you got to be fucking kidding me.
Mm-hmm.
What actually happened? Who was the...
Right.
Was there a...
What happens at the end is they get back to Earth, and the ship is sealed. Oh yeah, sorry, I've missed a bit.
That's right.
They send this alleged evil alien guy into an airlock. They seal him in and they pump the air out.
Ooh, cruel.
And it's actually, the effects are quite good. He basically kind of dissolves and melts. He doesn't die like a human would. So
Human,
he was definitely an alien, which is just as well, really.
Yeah. Well, even then.
So
This is first contact.
They get back to Earth, and the ship is sealed off, and no one's allowed to talk about it. But the captain is, for reasons I'm not entirely sure, now convinced that there were two aliens on board. Don't know how. Possibly in one of the 15-hour-long monologues, I missed a point, but I'd lost the will to live by that point.
You keep
Anyway.
going at a sink, it's hilarious.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, he gets back on board the ship and confronts an exact duplicate of himself, and then he gets killed by the alien.
Fair enough.
And the alien
already-
then leaves the ship.
Wow.
Wow.
Next week, we're looking at Stranger in the Family.
Oh,
trying to
good.
remember
Another body snatcher.
I do have my diary here. However, I've not made any notes about the Counterfeit Man. I don't think I've made any notes about Stranger in the Family. I know I've done Time in Advance. At some stage, during this, I want us to take a slight detour. We're going to try and do it round about Nigel Neal's birthday, and hopefully Toby won't be too busy. We'll ask him on the show to talk about Nigel Neal, because I want to do the year of the Sex Olympics. And it slots in quite well with these programs. Yeah? So you're not really sick. Yes, my love?
Miss, will we eventually be getting to good science fiction from this?
Time in Advance is good science fiction. Come Buttercup, Come Daisy. That's a good one. I'm trying to remember.
You've listened to how many episodes are there?
I've watched a good few of them. I just can't remember them. That's why I dug my diary out.
Okay.
So that I could... The only
But
diary
overall,
I've ever really kept.
how many episodes of this are there?
Oh, do you mean including reconstructions?
Yeah, including all.
Actually, I'm going to check the reconstructions to see what they're like and whether we're going to do them.
All
or
right,
not,
so
'cause I-
episode 1 to episode...
Okay, so series 1, there are 12 episodes.
And we have two
Apparently-
good ones.
Apparently, originally this was planned to be the opening episode.
Wow.
The episode itself
No
wasn't
wonder
brilliant.
it was put off.
Series 2, there's only 8 episodes surviving. There's only 4 episodes surviving.
So 16 total.
What a shame.
Series 3, bear with me, 1, 2, 3,
There are
4,
3 series.
5. No, so we're not doing recons or clips. So series 3, there's 2.
18.
And then series 4. No, I think there's only a recon of... What are you talking about, you idiot? There's 3. There's 3 from series 4.
So 21
No, there's more
episodes
than
total.
that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've forgotten how to do counting. There's 5 episodes for series 4.
Okay.
Some of it actually is really good science fiction. The Machine Stops, for example. It's great sci-fi, or SF if you prefer.
You know, if you hate us, you could just come out and tell us this, right? You know that, right? You don't have
You
to.
obviously haven't been listening. I've been saying it a lot, Brian.
Just saying. I mean,
You know, I always time it either just before I leave the
videos
chat or
hurt like
you
a
leave the
fist,
chat.
Siobhan. Videos hurt like a fist.
After this, I'm not sure what we're going to do. I think it's probably going to be Space Above and Beyond.
Okay. I've
I
been
thought
watching
about
it at lunch at work. It's
Fair
good. It really holds up.
Shall we not talk about Out of the Unknown, this episode of Out of the Unknown again?
I'm sorry, what episode?
Yep, all right. Okay. Sorry, folks. I appreciate it is archive television, but this just doesn't make much sense.
I really need two puppet robots to watch this with me.
Right. So,
Fair
you know the 10-minute beeping segment?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Twin Peaks
yeah, the
episode
hell.
8.
I very nearly gave up during that, but I had Ty,
Yeah,
the cat, sat on me. It woke him up.
Yeah. I
What
was
child?
painting, and it brought me out of my painting little hypnosis.
With all the fumes and everything, yeah.
Beeping woke him up, and he was looking around because I was watching it on my laptop here. And the beeping, he was looking around as if to say, "What the fuck is going on?"
I'm with the cat. She sends some cheesy TV shows, the worst she can find. Shalala.
Like I say, I'm showing you these to
Oh my
sort of
God,
give you
I'm
an
Mike.
idea. To give you an idea of what we grew up with. The thing is, we also grew up with your stuff as well because we got a lot of American stuff over here. So, but you didn't get the British stuff. So what am I
We
doing?
got
Oh,
some
I'm looking-
British stuff. If you had cable.
Some of it. You didn't get an awful
If you
lot.
had cable, you got the British stuff.
Right. There we go. Pop. No, idiot.
What did you do?
Oh, I started playing it. I didn't mean to start playing it.
No.
It's because I'm an idiot.
I mean,
I
I
may
could
have
start
mentioned- I may have
playing
mentioned
it.
this.
I don't want to start playing it.
Did you notice anything interesting about the theme tune? Sinister should.
I didn't remind me what it was.
I'm not going to sing it.
Oh.
I've done that once for the Quiz of Rassilon. It's not happening again. It's by Norman Kay, the guy did the music for An Unearthly Child and Marco Polo, and you can sort of tell it's him. It just feels very... And I like the title sequence as well. The title sequence ends up in later series not being as good. But this, it's good. Like it. We're going to stick with Out of the Unknown because there are some good ones coming up.
Uh-huh.
No, there are. Time in Advance. The Machine Stops. There are some there's some classics there.
Can we have that in writing, please?
Uh-huh.
I don't do writing anymore. I have
I'm
people
going to
do that
need
for
at
me.
least 2 robots to watch the next one. Hang on,
Oh,
hang on.
fuck. He forgot he already made that joke.
Hang on. I'm ready.
No. Out.
That works.
And
Why's he got a jump with a lollipop?
Why has he got a carrot?
It's the
It's a
character of
cannon.
Doom! It's the
It
Doomsday
is.
Machine!
It is. It's a cannon.
Oh, dears.
It's a Galvatron.
And I bet when he watches it with them, they'll be talking to him.
No, I'm going to be painting. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be painting.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the commitment we have to this.
I couldn't have a distraction because I had the cat sat on me. I was forced to devote my entire attention to it.
Oh,
You know, you can paint the Star Wars ships.
They're
The
already
X-Wing
painted.
ships.
That's why I buy them.
Well,
You were whimpering at the fact you had to put cards in sleeves all over again. Oh, dear.
come cycle. Let us.
All right, so next week, let's look at this. We're doing both parts of the Me two-parter. I can't remember the name of the man, frankly, I don't care. The girl who lived, the woman who... No, the girl who died, the woman who lived. There we go. Well done, Siobhan. We will be looking at Serenity Parts 1 and 2 from Firefly. Something big finishy, either the 8th of March or whatever comes out this week. There's some interesting stuff they're going to come out. People are calling it the year of Colin Baker. And they're not too wrong, to be fair. So What else? Big Finish.
Out of the Unknown.
Firefly. And Out of the Unknown. Which is called, and I will tell you in a second, it is called Stranger in the Family. Yeah, I thought that would impress you. I did.
Words alone cannot express how I feel about this show at this moment.
I can't remember which one this is. I'm wondering if it's the one with Peter Halliday.
Please allow
I'm
me
not sure.
to use my skills of interpretive dance to convey how I feel about this.
Gentlemen, there's the link to Out of the Unknown episode, whatever it is. There you go. Stranger in the Family. I'm sorry, it had to happen. We're not getting out of this. Oh, dear. Ow. What are you doing next week, Brian?
I gotta go to the dentist tomorrow.
Oh, wow. You're not just going to let Jess knock it out.
No. I did
is
that
Jess?
once. I went blind in one eye.
How is Jess?
She's doing
I mean,
great.
we hardly hear from her at all now.
She's doing well. She's doing a lot of gaming. She's also painting up her army for 40K. I'm a little bit farther along because she's a little bit more of a perfectionist, but she paints really freaking well, so it's totally excusable.
I'm so shit. Sinister, what are you doing next week apart from having a visit from me again?
Well,
And I want air
tomorrow,
fried chips.
after I've
Tomorrow.
taken the boys to college, I've kind of got an invitation to go to some place for a couple of hours and walk with a bunch of people with my binoculars looking at birds.
Ornithologists! You've learned
and
a word, admit it.
Camera, but they're people I don't know, and I don't know whether to go or not, but it would get me out of the
Look
house.
at it this I was going to say, look at it this way. You'll get some exercise. And then you'll be suffering on Tuesday because of it.
I don't suffer with exercise.
Oh. Adam said he exercised as well. He exercises. Don't understand it myself. What am I doing this week? Well, I'm coming to see you. We've got two fan dinosaur. Did I freeze up just then?
No.
Oh, okay. In that case, you two are doing a really good staying still pose. You're very Drax-like. Yes, two fan dinosaurs this Friday. 9 o'clock UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern. And we're starting, well, Sinister calls it a...
Silurathon.
I call it an Eocena theme. Both names are incorrect. But so we're starting with 2 episodes of Doctor Who and the Silurians, which we'll talk over the top of for you. And then we'll be doing all of Doctor Who, the Silurians, then the Sea Devils, and Warriors of the Deep. There really should have been another way. Are we going into new series, Silurians?
Yes.
All right, so what's it? The Cold Earth, or whatever the hell it was called, the Chibnall two-parter.
Yeah.
Now we need to think about this. I take it we're not using the Paternoster Gang.
Not doing them, no.
What about dinosaurs on a spaceship?
Yeah, we'll do that one.
Yep. Okay, I
Yeah.
do like dinosaurs on a spaceship, to be fair.
That's definitely Silura themed.
Yes, I think that's probably going to be the last one we're going to need to do
Yeah.
on that.
I still
And the whole
haven't
idea
forgiven
being-
David Bradley.
I'm saying nothing.
I haven't forgiven him for that. I mean, that Triceratops
blowed
did
up.
nothing to anyone except for play with the damn golf ball.
He got kablowed up.
Yeah, exactly. They could do it a little bit more.
What, blow up the little bits and then jump on
Blow them
them?
up, stamp on the bits, compress them, blow them up again, stamp
Yep.
on the bits, compress them, blow.
Yep.
Yep,
I'm seeing a theme here.
yep. I'm down with that.
You've seen a theme. Yeah, and hopefully we'll hit the Sea Devils at some episodes of the Sea Devils when Legend of the Sea Devils comes out.
Please, viewers, especially those in the future,
Ah, yes. Hello.
do not watch the Sea Devils with headphones on.
I disagree. I have a CD. It was Radiophonic Workshop 2. Oh, sorry. Doctor Who at the Radiophonic Workshop. I don't know. Volume 2, which has a few Pertwee bits, and then the entirety of the Sea Devil score. And I can quite happily listen to that. And if you like, we can have it for the journey up to Big Finish Day.
Can I sit in the boot?
With your presence there, so you'll be happy. I love the Sea Devils. It's got one of the... Trixie! Come here! Oh, she's gone out in the garden barking, and it's 25 to 11.
You've been barking now.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, don't forget we have the RPG on Saturday.
I was going to get there.
Uh-huh. Okay.
All right, no, I wasn't, but I did remember to remind Adam.
Okay.
Yes, we got the RPG on Saturday. Fuck knows what's going to happen. Last time we let Brian down by not acting like murder hobos.
Right? How could you suppress your natural murder hobo tendencies?
We didn't have Adam with us. It's Adam's fault.
I planned for that. My 2-part heist adventure. Whew.
Now you see, when I GM'd, why I didn't bother planning anything. I just winged it.
Yeah, but I don't like doing that too much.
Well, I don't like GMing, so because I'm really not very good at it. Probably got something to do with the fact that I don't plan it. I just wing it. Yeah, so we got that Saturday night. Are you going to be broadcasting it?
Sure. Well, no,
right,
I probably shouldn't. I don't know how it'll be how the broadcast software will work with Foundry.
You make a point. Oh, I'll try and broadcast it on this Twitch channel, obviously. There may be little problems with it. At 8 p.m. UK time and 3 p.m. Eastern. I have to do time maths every bloody week. Doesn't
Wait
pay
a
me
minute.
for this.
Wait a minute. I'm on daylight savings time. When do you guys lose your hour?
We haven't yet.
Okay, so it will be 4 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK time.
So at 9 p.m. it will be 5 p.m.
No.
For
You're still
the
fine.
ordinary
You're still the
ordinary
ordinary
show.
time. Eastern America has once again screwed up the flow of time.
I don't live at the home of time. It's a lot easier.
Yeah, there's the whole waiting for Archie to get
England is Gallifrey, I'm afraid.
When Archie gets
desperately
older and becomes elected president, I'm sure we'll rejoin the monarchy.
Commander, activate Order 1776. What was it? Implement?
Implement.
Oh, well, there we go. I'm not a really big Star Wars fan. Sacrilege! I've been enjoying Picard, though. No spoilers, because it is fairly new. However, I will say I found the second episode, they could have taken more time with the events that are happening. It could have gone over 2 episodes rather than rushing through it to get to what I'm assuming is going to be the main plot. I think we're looking, from what I've gathered, we're looking at the voyage home. I think Picard's going to go swimming with whales.
God, I hope not. I hope it's 7.
Other countries are available.
Well, we've done England, we've done Wales. I've said Mud and Deed, so that's Scotland. There's nothing in particular about Jersey I can say except we rule you. I don't know. There we go. Why am I getting Facebook adverts from Syracuse groups?
Because you're friends with me.
No, it's not. I actually do know what it is. I joined that group about the low-hung bridge that keeps getting destroyed.
They had another one this week.
They did.
That was
and people were
great.
going, they're so stupid. They're so and I just typed, "Hooray!"
We have a bridge over here that's built into the very bedrock along the lakeshore path. The clearance is 10 feet 9 inches. There are signs for miles. They have made it so that it does not show up on trucker GPS. They have put up signs saying people to stop. They have banned commercial traffic. Yet these stupid mothers still drive their giant ass trucks straight into it.
How many times a year does this happen? Roughly.
Way too often.
Many times.
Way too many times.
It's just great. This Facebook page is just for uploading pictures of the latest.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And so some people can have a moan and I can cheer.
Yeah.
I'm going to join that group.
Yeah.
I feel you should. It's quite funny.
It's fantastic.
Obviously very single focused, but yeah.
It's the
that's
thing
fun.
around here. When is the next idiot going to hit the bridge? And in
I'm not
what
coming
direction?
I'm not coming over to America. I would love to be able to come and stay with
Well-
you and Jess. The trouble is, if I came to America, I'd want to go and see Dave and Lilibet in Florida. I'd like to see Retta and Brent. I'd like to see Spanky. And obviously, I'd like to see you and Jess.
So you
And
want to
that's
do
a
a whole
long journey.
East Coast tour?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But I mean, I will have the money one day, but I don't know if I'm going to have the body.
Well,
that
don't
makes
worry.
sense.
We can't talk about your body in Florida.
No, we can't. I'm illegal in Florida.
I'm illegal alien. I'm an international.
I'm an illegal trans woman.
Uh-huh.
That works. That scans. That fits. That we like that. Yeah. Come on, Sting. Sing it
If I
proud.
ever go back to the States, I've been a couple of times.
You have.
There's
You
one
went and
thing I
conquered the
really-
UN.
I want to go into a gun shop and go into the firing range and just fucking fire as many different firearms as I possibly can, and then come
That's
out.
something.
I've done that.
No,
There
I'm
are
there with
places
you.
you
I'd
can
like
do
to do
that.
that.
Yeah.
I would like to do that and not buy a gun.
There are
Well,
not
I don't
places
think
in
we'd
the
be able to
Northeast
anyway.
you can do that. You would have to go someplace more southern.
Well, again, like I say, I mean, I've got to go to Florida for Dave and Lilibet.
Closer to Spanky up in the Carolinas.
Okay.
Um,
I'm slowly mapping out America with people.
yes. And Hex is on totally a different coast, so he's fucked.
I wonder how he's getting. We haven't had a chance to speak to him for a while.
Yeah.
Because he's just had the baby, and Hex is one of the guys Spanky's brother actually, who role plays with us.
Yes.
Lovely guy, absolutely lovely, bloody hilarious, and he's just had a baby. Well, his wife has, and yeah, so
Mother
we're
and
giving
baby
him,
are doing fine.
we're giving him paternity leave. Which is great because it means we can blame anything that goes wrong on his character. Quite frankly, and I do
And
believe
he
we
won't
do.
care. He'll fall asleep because he's a new father.
Yes. Oh dear. So looks like we got a good show for next week. I'm quite looking forward to it. There's a lot to do in the week. I hope you guys are going to be. Remember, if you can't, you can't. Don't feel bad about it. Okay.
May I make a suggestion?
By all means.
In the general channel, perhaps post a list of what we're supposed to be watching.
Spanky might want to know.
Spanky might want to know. Retta might want to know. I might want to know later on in the week.
Me.
Yeah.
We'll do this. Okay. This means effort on my part, don't you?
It's our weekly assignments.
It's
Joe
our
used to
weekly
call it
homework
homework.
assignments.
I hated her calling it homework because it made me feel I was really putting pressure on her, and I honestly didn't want to. Oh.
Yes, but
Yeah,
after
it's
this,
homework.
we get a degree, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Sci-Fi 101.
Yeah.
I'll do you a degree.
Okay.
Certainly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
In what?
I don't know.
I'll come up with something. You won't be able to
Degree
use it for anything.
Education.
See, over here, degree
Green
is a
presenting the
deodorant.
flashing blade.
So
It's a dog, did you say?
it's a deodorant.
Oh, right. I think the only deodorants we have over here nowadays are Shaw and Lynx.
Oh, we have a bunch. We have men's, we have women's, we have different.
Oh, I'm sure we
varieties
have.
of
It's just
men's
I
and
haven't
women's.
noticed.
We have.
I don't go anywhere, remember?
Now at
So-
Walmart, they're enclosing them so that when you reach in to get it, it opens up and there's an alarm as you take it out. So everybody
In case
knows
you
you
decide to use it and put it back again.
or in case you decide to pocket it and walk away.
Years ago, I was doing security at a do-it-all, and that's going back a bit, and that was in Slough. Dear God. And they called us in,
Do it all, a chain of brothels.
yeah, owned by W.H. Smith.
In Reno?
And, yeah, and they'd called in security because people were just walking in and just walking out with lawnmowers.
Hovering.
I got the sack from that job at that place very quickly. Oh, they wanted me basically to stay in this fucking manky little caravan, do my laundry in the toilets when the shop was open. And it's just, no, I'm not doing this. Oh, you're sacked then. Okay. Do you want a cup of tea? Yes, please. And I got on well with Chris, the boss, but I wasn't going to do it. It wasn't going to happen.
Don't blame me.
Yes, that was the first security job I had, and then I had a couple more, and all of them were a mugs game. I'm afraid they run so close to the edge that every security guard was exhausted, and you had horrible places you had to guard. You know, nobody given any thought to the fact that somebody's actually going to have to sit there all night, no matter the weather. There's some places with no electricity and heating. They ended up having to get a portable gas heater into this building so that at least the guys had something. However, there was one place up in
You know
Enfield.
what we should do one time?
Yeah.
It ain't sci-fi, but we should do it.
Nightingales.
Yeah.
I'm game to do Nightingales. It may not be sci-fi, but it's certainly a bit of fantasy.
It's about a bunch of security guards in an office block, and it goes very surreal.
They just, as some very famous actors, actually. James Ellis, who was in Battlefield. Yes, David Threlfall, who became, well, he was our Frank, whatchamacallit, in Shameless.
Yeah.
He's an amazing actor. And he can change himself so you don't even realise it's him.
Yeah.
And also Robert Lindsay.
Yeah.
Who's a famous sitcom comedian over here.
I mean, the first episode, just by way of an idea of how the plots can go, they get a new guy in, a student guy, who turns into a werewolf.
It happens. They've got one member of staff who's actually dead, but nobody haven't done anything about it, and they're collecting his wage.
Yeah.
David Threlfall plays
like
Ding Dong.
Late 80s?
Yeah. Around about 1987.
Yeah.
86, 87.
It's
David
serious.
Threlfall plays a guy called Bell, or Ding Dong, who's as thick as shit. Oh, God almighty. Robert Lindsay plays somebody who aspires to be somebody else, and it just doesn't work. We will watch Nightingales. If we can get hold of all of it, we'll do all of it.
Get it on DVD.
What, both series?
Yeah.
It's going to be down to you then.
I have an archive here.
You do, I noticed. Ow. Have you seen the size of his Playmobil Enterprise?
Yes. I've seen the size of the Enterprise.
I had to... No, the Playmobil Enterprise. Toy Enterprise.
I think I've seen the Lego.
Yeah,
we go
this
and
is a bigger version.
Wait there.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Whilst he's not listening, I'll turn around and say I also saw his AT-AT again, except it was in the box in little pieces. I had trouble climbing over the Enterprise because my legs are legs, and it really is that big. It's huge. A bit like my tree.
Let's see.
What are we-
Nightingales, 1989.
It's earlier than that.
Um,
It's around about 1986, 87.
Nightingales, 1988 TV movie with Christy Swanson.
That's not it.
That's not it.
But Nightingale's Channel 4.
Well, all I can do is TV show, so...
If you're looking at the torrents, you'll probably find it difficult to get hold of.
Looking at YouTube.
Okay. It's a hilarious series. It's just daft as a brush. I say that'll be another palate cleanser we'll do once we've done Out of the
Spelling
Unknown.
TV series. Nope, that's
Look
not
at-
it.
Look at
Oh,
the size
dear
of
God.
that thing.
My God.
I had to notice it doesn't fire photon torpedoes out the front like the dinky version did.
Oh. Oh, my.
God, you've exposed them to vacuum.
You'll kill them, for sure.
Hooray! You see, now I've got the Romulan theme going through my head.
I got the Kirk and Spock fight theme.
That's because they use it in Futurama. It is magnificent.
That
Look at
is gigantic.
and it even though it's not
And it
100%
lights
accurate,
up. I love
it's
that.
the Playmobil aesthetic.
That could be used in the original series as the model for the ship.
Yeah, it's got bits that open up, but it's a bit difficult to hold up because it's really heavy.
And
That
he
makes
was
sense.
moaning. He was moaning about the Enterprise on Discovery. I mean, dear God, and yet he's got that. I'm just saying, is all. Hang on, I got to try and
That's Aaron
straighten up.
Spelling. That's more Aaron Spelling.
Oh, yeah. So, Tooth and Dinosaurs on Friday, the RPG on Saturday, and next week we got and obviously next Sunday we've got the Flashing Blade with lots of things. We might have Spanky and Retta back by then. We may have Adam back. I'm going to let him know we're starting on Firefly and see what he does. He might pop in every now and again.
All I'm saying is, Miles, what are Mrs. Reynolds?
There is a special place in hell.
And I am firmly going. I got my reserve bus pass right for there.
Next to the people who talk in cinemas.
Oh, I'll kill them.
Oh, okay. If they're in hell, they're already dead. So
It's worth a shot. Where are you going to go if you die in hell?
Next level down.
yeah, I was thinking that. It was at the Seven Circles of Hell. I think did the Seven Circles of Hell. Shit, I should know this.
There are seven rings, and then the eighth is at the bottom.
Dante.
Yes.
Thank you. You're quite right. You Dante.
I was
Indeed.
thinking X-Men, but okay.
Ah, right. Okay.
There's
what
a
we got-
popular story by Chris Claremont called Nightcrawler's Inferno. And it was done in the 80s, and it follows Dante's Inferno.
Okay.
It's a realm.
Nightcrawler is a religious character. He's a priest, essentially.
Oh yeah. But this is before he became a junior priest and stuff. This is because his stepmother had issues with him, and they worked it all out.
Now, the latest ones I've got, just to let you know, I'm still getting Marvel hardbacks from Hachette Press. Latest one I've got, the ones I received, part 1 of the Mutant Massacre,
That's a good one.
including New Mutants and Thor and Power Pack.
Nice.
and-
Does it have the Wolverine Sabretooth square off?
It's only part 1 so far.
Okay.
So I'm guessing that's going to be the next volume. And also West Coast Avengers Vision Quest,
Ooh, that's
which
a
is
good
a
one
fucking
too.
thick one. They put everything, including the Avengers stuff, in this one volume and tell the whole story.
Yeah,
So-
that's a good story though.
Seriously, love, when I die, if you can afford the packaging and the shipping, all these are yours. All right? I will be leaving them to you. It's just down to you how the fuck you get them, because I'll be dead. Sinister, you get first pick of all my Doctor Who Gammons. The rest just get shipped off to Thomas here. So, which is great. I really do need to write to actually come up with a will.
You can do it online, you know.
Well, with the deaths last year and the state my dad's in at the moment, and the fact I'm not too well, it just makes sense.
Well, you can't say you're of sound mind and body.
Sound mind, certainly.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were joking.
Or was I?
Ba-dum-bum.
I've enjoyed tonight's show, thank you. I do look forward to my Sundays. More so than any other day, because, I don't know, it's the Blade. It's just something about it. It's, yeah. Oh, I've got to send you a link for the Capital, the Dwas Convention, Sinister, to see if you're interested in popping in. Just, well, it's down to you whether you do 1 or 2 days. I wouldn't worry too much about not having a ticket. You can join me out in the foyer talking to people. Oh, that's not your thing, though, is it? Talking to people. He stopped.
I'm still here.
Okay. That's what I'm going to be doing because I don't have a ticket and I'm not going to take the piss, quite frankly. But it's a convention in where I live. It's 4 minutes down the road. I may as well. I'll just sit out in the foyer having cups of coffee and just talking to anybody that comes by. That's and then there's Big Finish Day where I'm supposed to work. We've learned from Hooverville last year. I start off with my trolley on wheels thing, and I keep that with me all day, rather than try and numbskull it out until lunchtime and realise, oh shit, I've got to go and get the. Yeah, that's something else I've got to do. Remind me before we go tonight. Remind me about disabled badge. I should have had this now.
No hairline jokes. No hairline jokes.
I don't get that.
You will.
I don't understand.
Just roll it along in your head.
No, you've lost me.
We'll talk later. We'll explain it later.
That's lovely. Shall we go away now?
If you like.
Okay, Sin, get ready. Brian will cue you in. All right, then, boys and girls, we'll see you either next Sunday. Remember, it's got the YouTube channel, YouTube/Bibblethruster. Spelt like it sounds. And, yeah. Let's say goodbye, boys.
Goodbye, boys.
Hurrah.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
Who composed John Levine?